Yes, sir, that is correct.
Go ahead.
Thank you all for letting me have this time here today. Chairman Guillen, Vice Chairman Guerrera, and other members of the committee, I appreciate you guys doing this. And for the record, my name is Steve Olson, and I'm a cotton and grain producer in the Plainview, Texas area. I also serve as a member of the Board of Directors of Plains Cotton Growers Incorporated. Thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today as I testify in support of House Bill 43 relating to the Texas Agriculture Finance Authority and to a study and report on plant diseases and pest outbreaks. In the last 3 years, we've had such devastating effects in the cotton industry, specifically in Texas. Texas cotton's low production combined with low market price and sky-high input costs has positioned many producers on the bubble of going out of business if they haven't already. Recently, I was driving through Brownfield, Texas, which is a small town southwest of Lubbock, Texas, with a good friend of mine who is from the Dalhart area. And he made a comment. He said, "Man, these cotton towns are just drying up." We talk about how hard it is on the farmer. We talk about how hard it is on the gin. We don't talk a whole lot about how hard it is on the school systems. We don't talk a whole lot about how it is on the grocery store. We don't talk a whole lot about what it does to our churches and all the things that come into that community. And we need to think about that a little bit. For the 22 crop year, Texas farmers were forced to abandon roughly 49% of the crop. In 23 and 24, the abandonment rate was 33 and 34% respectively. The High Plains region can be credited for the lion's share of the crop loss. Unfortunately, between what has been harvested and the outdated reference prices in federal legislations, farmers are struggling to keep our operations in the black. Commodity prices have fallen 25% since 22, while cotton production costs have increased 27% since 2018. After 3 straight years of losses, producers are struggling to secure financing for the 25 crop year. The younger producers who lack the equity and assets, as we were talking about earlier, of older producers may not be able to renew their operations at all. One of the most heartbreaking stories that I can tell you, there's a young man from Lockney, Texas, 4th generation farm family, graduate of Texas Tech. All he ever wanted to do his whole life was farm. He made it 3 years. He's now working for a dairy. Those are the guys that we've got to figure out a way to keep in business. Since cotton is a volume-based industry, our other segments are struggling as well, especially our cotton gins. Without volume and adequate risk mitigation tools, gins, warehouses, and other related businesses are being forced to close their doors. And with cotton specifically being, once that happens, it's impossible to ever bring that infrastructure back online. This is why the agriculture sector needs help, and we need it now more than ever. I say all this to compliment and strongly support House Bill 43. While it has many components to it, specifically for the cotton industry under subchapter G of the bill, it would amend the agriculture code to expand the ability of a producer or agriculture business to qualify for a grant program in order to not only maintain the agricultural business and supply chain resiliency in a time of need, but also to foster, create, and expand agricultural businesses as we continue to grow as a state, which is critical at this time and given the state of financial duress of the agricultural economy in general. I want to say thank you for bringing the bill, but thank you is what you say when somebody brings you a glass of water. And I don't have the right words to express how thankful I really am for this. I think the timing is perfect. I think it's a very pivotal deal to a lot of folks and their operations. And I just thank you for the additional authors of Chairman Guillen, Representative Lopez, Chairman Bonner, and Vice Chairwoman Mary Gonzalez. This legislation is so critical to the survival of agriculture and industry in Texas today. I would love to answer any questions that you guys might have.
Questions, members? Chair Kitzman.
I just want to thank you, like the others, for being here, but bringing some powerful testimony to us, because production agriculture is rural Texas. Without production agriculture, there is no rural Texas. And the evacuation, and that's my word, but the evacuation from rural Texas by our young people who feel they need to seek opportunity someplace else is hurting hometown Texas. And while it's wonderful to think about Friday night lights and all those things that go on in our small towns, it's whether we can thrive and stay alive in production agriculture that makes all that possible. And I just like you, I think I get a little emotional about it sometimes, but production agriculture is national security because food security is national security. And so it's so multifaceted, and the weight that rests on the shoulders of our farmers and our ranchers, which they gladly bear, few people even begin to grasp. And I thank you for being here today and talking to us.
Thank you. Members, are there any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Chair calls Morgan